invincibility, with failure at our feet. Roger had been a year behind me in the Naval ROTC program at Purdue, and I really didn't know him during our early years as naval aviators. But when we were both among the 14 astronauts announced in 1963, our lives became linked. When all else fails, line up alphabetically. Cernan, then Chaffee. In the official group photo and on many other occasions, he was right there beside me. Only 6 weeks had passed since our family shared Thanksgiving dinner at their place next door. Roger and I had bonded. We shared a dream. We were, in a special way, brothers. And now he was dead. I am a second-generation American of Czechoslovakian descent, born on March 14, 1934, at St. Anthony's Hospital in Chicago. Rosalie and Francesca Seiler and Stefan and Anna Cernan came to America before the start of World War I, and like many Czechs and Slovaks, settled around Chicago. While my mother's Czech family were considered among their homeland's elite, Stefan and Anna Cernan were peasants from a hard-scrabble Slovak mill town some 24 miles south of the Polish border. Stefan stood only 4 feet, 11.5 inches tall, and weighed but 120 pounds. But it was he who gave me the gift of determination and a strong will needed to succeed against all odds. He came to the United States first, and then he brought his bride, Anna Lucan, to these shores at the age of 22. Grandpa Cernan, helped only by his 2 horses, cleared 80 acres of land in the north woods of Antigo, Wisconsin. When my dad later tried to bring electricity to the farm, Grandpa adamantly refused. What could electricity do that he couldn't? And some people wonder where I got my stubborn streak. My mother and father, Rose and Andy, met at a dance to which they had gone with other dates, but switched partners shortly after being introduced. Mom became a June bride in 1925. The young Cernan saved up enough to buy a house in Broadview, Illinois in 1928, and the next year my sister, Dee, became the first baby born in that new suburb. A few years after that, I entered the world. With the Depression, Dad lost his job, and then they lost the house. Forced to move, we rented a house in nearby Bellwood, and then moved to another in Maywood, paying an astonishing sum of $35 a month. I was constantly called upon to help my father in his big garden and in the garage, where he taught me how machines worked, how to plant tomatoes, how things were put together. He could do anything from repairing a toilet to overhauling an engine, and I was constantly pushed to always do my best. The family frequently went to one of the nearby suburbs to see a double feature at the movie theater, where I found myself paying attention to the movie-tone news and reports from the war in the Pacific. Brave pilots of the U.S. Navy flew out to attack the foe, shot their way to victory, and then flew back to a bobbing, weaving aircraft carrier. Now that looked like fun. I pushed my feet on a seat before me in the theater, pulling back imaginary controls, and it dawned on me, that's what I want to do. The war ended when I was 11 years old, and the improved economy boosted our family income enough to move us into a little 2-story house in Bellwood. Dee and I shared a room upstairs, and for the first time, did not have to sleep in the same bed. On October 14, 1947, a young hotshot test pilot named Chuck Yeager first cracked the sound barrier. Down in Texas, Werner von Braun was writing Spaceflight, a program for international scientific research. Both events were to impact my life. Yeager's accomplishment by opening a new age for jet planes, and von Braun by formalizing his plan to explore space. I would, in years to come, get to know them both. The Korean War started as I became a high school senior. I wasn't going to dodge Korea, but if I went, it would be as a naval aviator. I applied at the start of my senior year in high school for a naval ROTC scholarship. I passed with a high score and signed up for the NROTC program at Purdue, a full-ride scholarship plus spending money. The Navy, however, said that the Purdue slots had already been filled and offered me the same deal at the University of Illinois. My father wouldn't hear of it because he felt Illinois wasn't a top engineering school. The Navy then offered a partial scholarship at Purdue, a program with a pittance of financial help and a commission in the Naval Reserve. I knew my entire family would have to work hard to pay for me to attend Purdue, but at Dad's insistence, I reluctantly agreed. In June of 1952, I graduated from Proviso High, ranked 14th in a class of 762. I was off to Purdue, which would be the doorway to my dream of flying airplanes from the decks of carriers, although I had never laid eyes on an